The Blind Side o Un sueño posible es de esas películas basadas en hechos reales que a veces cuesta creer que hayan sido efectivamente ciertas. Hablamos de la historia de MAQE, un tipo que pasó de no tener absolutamente nada a ser una estrella de fútbol americano. Y hablé con el director de fotografía de esta película, con Alar Kivilo, que me contó cómo fue llevar a cabo, cómo fue contar esta vida, la presión de tener que hablar de un hecho que fue efectivamente real, así como también cómo fue esa tierna relación que vimos en el cine, en la pantalla grande entre John Jr. y Mike Cover, y algunos detalles más de esta película que, por ejemplo, le valió un Oscar a Sandra Bullock a Mejor Actriz. Todo esto en este informe sobre The Blind Side. We now return to Mira Akien and Contre with our latest interview.
I think John Lee really chose, he really cast the movie well. They all sort of in real life reflected who kind of the characters that they were playing, on screen. So.
What is he wearing? It's below freezing.
Do you have any place to stay tonight? Don't you dare lie to me.
It was a true story, and when you're telling true stories, there's kind of a bigger responsibility to how much you change, how much you don't change. Generally, I'm drawn to films that deal with human nature and human stories. And this I thought was a wonderful exploration of people being good to each other. It's kind of easier to show bad, but to show good is a bit trickier.
Tell me just one thing I should know about you.
I don't like to be called Big Mike.
Leah, is this another one of your charities?
I need to find out more about his past.
On this film, I found one book by William Eggleston, the still photographer, and I found his book had enough visual references in it that we could start a conversation. And I loved the moment I walked into John Lee's office, and the producer was there too, and the production designer was there. And I sat down and I put my book down, and I saw everybody kind of looking at each other. I said, what's going on? And then the production designer took out the exact same book that I had brought, and they had been using that as a reference for the past 2 weeks. So somehow it was, we intuited the same story.
Go, Michael, go! 9, 100.
Those two really hit it off. I have, photos of them, doing makeup tests, and they were always joking around. And I think perhaps what was interesting there too was that Aaron had never been in a film, had never acted in a film. This was a totally new world to him. And I think the little kid had acted, and it was almost like the little guy was taking the big guy under his wings, which kind of in the story was what they were doing anyway. So it felt very, very real and very genuine, and it was humorous. But it was endearing, that they obviously had a great relationship.
Walking. Guy starts walking.
Sister next to you
Starts talking.
said she wanna dance.
Because she likes the groove.
What sticks out in my mind is the very last day we were shooting, and usually the sound department on the last day, or pretty well in every scene, will want to do wild lines, or just lines spoken, without the camera rolling, just audio of the actors. And we had reached that part of the day when we were doing wild lines, and Leanne Toohey, who Sandra was playing, the real Leanne Toohey, visited the set, and for a joke, they started trading off wild lines. Leanne would say the one wild line, then Sandy would say the next one, and back and forth. And I swear, you could not tell the difference between the two of them. And one was the real person, and the other was the actress.
He passed away. Mike, that man was your father.
We shot that scene with just one shot, with one camera, one shot. And it started off just the two actors sitting there, and the teacher is speaking, and the camera starts very slowly moving closer and closer, but it doesn't go to who is speaking. It goes to who is listening. It goes to Quentin. So by the end of the scene, we're on Quentin, and the focus is also on Quentin, and the principal who is talking is just out of focus in the background. So what was important in that scene, you always have to try and find what's important in the scene. And for me, and John Lee, what was important in the scene was how this news was affecting Quentin. It wasn't information that, oh, your father's dead, blah, 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 blah. It was the emotional impact of, you know, in all those years of, I didn't really have a father. I didn't know where he was. You know, now I find out he's dead. It's all those things, you know, churning in his mind. And because the camera was just close on him, you could read that stuff. And very simple thing, but to me, that's real cinema.
You're changing that boy's life. No, he's changing mine.
The Blind Side.
If you can combine a few elements, and obviously in America, you know, football is football and Thanksgiving, you know, Super Bowl, or all that is like, it's holy. I personally, I didn't really know much about American football either until I did that film. So I learned a lot, but I think you have a built-in audience, and also, again, a true story. I mean, Michael Orr is an actual professional football player, and I'm sure a big part of it was one of those perfect films. There's something for everybody there. You know, a sweet human relationship story. There's also, you know, the sports added some excitement to it. You know, sometimes there's films that try to give a bit of something for everybody, and you end up with something very diluted, and it ends up not being for anybody. But I think this was an exception, that there's enough there for everybody. And again, at the heart of it is the heart. It's an emotional story, you know.